evening, all you sim race fans out there, and welcome to BRL TV's Round 4 coverage of the street stocks in the Bootleg Racing League Sportsman Series. I am Ryan Seneker, and with me up in the booth, as always, is Matt Hoos. We're coming to you live tonight from the virtual Five Flags Speedway down in Pensacola, Florida, and we thank you for joining us on this Saturday evening, September 16th, 2023. Back in 1994, a racing revolution was born known as the Bootleg Racing Series. Powered by Papyrus sim racing software and fueled by the thrill of short track racing, Papyrus burst onto the scene, leaving tire tracks of excitement in its wake. But when the curtains fell on Papyrus, the heart-pounding action of BRS seemed destined to fade away. However, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, the series returned with a vengeance in 2013, emerging as the all-new Bootleg Racing League, ready to dominate the sim racing world once again. Now embracing the iRacing platform, BRL unleashed its full potential, taking on the most iconic American short tracks with a renewed passion. And that brings us to where we find ourselves tonight, Five Flags Speedway, a half-mile asphalt oval with a storied history in short track racing. It's best known for hosting the prestigious Snowball Derby, attracting top talent in super late model racing. With its high bank turns and competitive racing, Five Flags remains a significant venue in the world of grassroots motorsports. Tonight's starting grid will be determined by a 5-minute, 4-lap average qualifying session, setting the inverted running order for the 15-lap heat races. The top 6 from each heat will advance straight into the 50-lap feature event, while the remaining drivers will go to a 15-lap B-main consolation. There are no fast repairs and no tire changes, so the drivers will take care of their equipment as the night goes on. And lastly, caution laps do not count during any of the events. The only caveat to that is the feature race does have a strict 30-minute time limit to not conflict with the start time of the Late Model Invitational Series, which starts directly after this series wraps up over on the Virtual Grip Network. And now, with all of that out of the way, welcome again to Five Flags Speedway and into the world of BRL, where speed is king and victory is your ultimate prize. Matt, what are we expecting to see here tonight at Five Flags?
Well, it's great to be here with you tonight, Ryan, and all you people watching out there. Tonight, what I'm hoping to see is a little fewer cautions than what we had last night here with the street stocks. I think some of the guys have gotten used to the track a little more. I think we're going to see a little better racing because of that. And we do have 20 guys here, so we're going to have us a good show.
Yeah, the drivers were definitely struggling with a real loose condition, and it led to trouble for a good half the field. So hopefully they got their heads wrapped around this street stock tonight. Currently, we have 21 drivers registered for this event. Let me take you through the point standings, as this is round number 4 with the street stocks. First 3 rounds behind them, J.R. Shepard holds on to a narrow lead of only 4 points over his rival, James Tiernan. Joe Segala and Matt Chinowski are tied for 3rd. Directly behind them is another battle with Bruce Pearson and Todd Lisson tied for 5th. John Wilson holds on to that 7th spot. Nathan Gilford in 8th. Steve Hilbert and Bobby Hayes round out your top 10. And there's J.R. Shepard going on track, finishing his final qualifying lap before calling it. Looks like J.R. Shepard does have the top time. Let's see if we can bring that up on the screen. There we go. J.R. Shepard has the top time of the 4-lap average of 18.142. James Tiernan just behind him, just under a 1/10 of a second slower. Good to see the 44 Nathan Gilford, rookie in the series. Well, he's up to 3rd. Trey Bloom and Bruce Pearson rounding out your top 5. Now, all these will be inverted when they get to their heat race. So J.R. Shepard will be starting from the back of his heat, as will James Tiernan in the next heat. With 21 drivers, I believe we will have 3 7-car heats. So Shepard, Tiernan, and Gilford will be starting from the back of all 3.
Yeah, that makes it a little more interesting to watch, making them guys work to get to the front. And at this track here, it's going to be a little harder to get to the front, as long as the guys can keep it straight here tonight.
Yeah, and so far we have 2 drivers who will receive an EOL for not qualifying, Steve Hilbert and Chris Hazlett. Both drivers failed to set down a time, and they will be bumped to the end of their heat running order. So I guess that's one less car that Tiernan and Shepard have to pass. All right, and with that, the drivers start to take to the field. We will take you through that starting grid of heat race number 1. Starting on the pole is Justin Wahlberg in the number 1. Ray Andrews to his outside. Tom Hilbert and Donnie Moore will be on row number 2 with Brian Johnson, Trey Bloom, and J.R. Shepard rounding out the 7-car field. All right, just a quick 15 laps, and it goes incredibly fast here at Five Flags.
Yeah, this will be a quick heat race. And I expect the high side probably not to work on this first heat race. I think we're going to see some guys trying to hurry up and get to the bottom lane as quickly as possible.
Justin Walbring, the number one, he had a lot of trouble with car control last night in the street stock, so we'll see if he's wrapped his head around this car. He was outside Ray Andrews, another driver who kind of struggled last night a little bit. So we're going to see what they can do tonight.
You know, weather will play a factor in the way these cars handle too, so I'm not really sure what the weather was today compared to yesterday in our sim world here. So, and you know, if the track's a little bit cooler, they might be hooked up a little better. So that'll remain to be seen.
Let's hope for the best as they come around one final time before the pace car will peel off. It'll be on the number one of Walbring to kick this thing off. And there he goes. Walbring gets on the loud pedal, races into the first corner, easily clearing into the lead. Andrews under trouble, though, as that's a 61 of Tom Hilbert getting to the inside with Brian Johnson following through in the double O. That is J.R. Shepard tight on Johnson, or looking to make it 3 wide here, going into the next corner. Thought better of it, backed out, and that is, did not think better of it. They continue to go, and that might have led to a little contact there with Andrews. Trey Bloom and Andrews come around, no caution, still green, as both drivers have straightened it back out and started running again. Whew, that was sketchy to say the least.
Yeah, I'm thinking the caution didn't come out on that because they were at the back of the field, and so no more cars were coming, so we're clear on that one.
There, take a quick look at what happened. There you can see Johnson gets a little squirrely, tries to catch it, gets up into Donnie Moore and Andrews, and just poor Trey Bloom, wrong place, wrong time, nowhere to go. But it worked well for J.R. Shepard. He has quickly moved up to second spot, now closing on Justin Walbring. And I believe Shepard will make short work of him, with Donnie Moore holding on to third.
Yeah, we'll see if JR and Donnie can reel in Walbring there with the amount of laps we got left here.
Well, we still have 10.5 laps to go. I believe J.R. Shepard's going to easily take the lead away from Walbring here, because let's be fair, there's only 1 or 2 drivers in the league who can compete with J.R. Shepard, and none of them are in this heat.
Did Walbring just move out of the way? I'm not really sure.
It looked like he just gave up the ghost. I think he knows who he's fighting with, and it's just not worth the time. He let J.R. Shepard and Donnie Moore go around the inside. Ooh, and there we go. Walbring, we were talking about that car control. He's still struggling with it as he went hard into the inside wall all by himself.
And he disconnected really quick there, so no caution after that.
Yep, just got loose coming out of the corner and got stuck to the inside wall. I think he has decided that this track is just not his. He has opted to put it on the trailer and retire early.
I've seen J.R. Shepard's pulling away on the lead there. Had a little blinky issue, so we'll see if that straightens out.
Well, I mean, this is the unfortunate side effect of heat racing. J.R. Shepard got to the front of his heat. He will secure the pole for the feature, and that is a large disadvantage to everyone behind him.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, we got us 5 laps left here. Donnie may be able to close in there. Donnie does seem to be pretty fast in these cars. He's fast in everything we run, so there's a little bit of hope. And JR's blinking again.
Yep, a little blinking out. J.R. Shepard out in the lead. We are riding on board with Donnie Moore, Thunder Ridge Racing in the number 26, just following along, holding on to the second spot. Roughly 1.2 seconds between first and second spot, and another 2.5 seconds back to Tom Hilbert in third.
Yeah, it's unfortunate here we got this big spread out heat race, but that all happened from that first get together with the drivers there and the caution not coming out. That spreads the field out, and this is a product of no cautions when there's a multi-car crash.
Yeah, not much you can do about that. It's just a product of the situation. And here we come around there. We're on lap 13 of 15. There'll be 2 laps to go this time by Jared Shepard. Stretching that lead out a little further. He is almost 2 seconds ahead of Donnie Moore, holding on to second spot. 2.5 seconds back to Tom Hilbert. Brian Johnson, Trey Bloom, and Ray Andrews rounding out your top 6. They will advance directly to the feature. Justin Walbring, if he is still in the sim, he will go to the B-main constellation.
Jared blinking multiple times there that time. He's having some connection issues today.
Yeah, that was some severe blinking there. But he seems to be stable enough to come around one last time to take the checkered flag in heat race number 1. Shepard, Moore, Hilbert, Johnson, Bloom, and Andrews advancing to the feature. Walbring going to the consolation. Oh, we're actually getting word in chat that Justin Walbring, that was not a car control issue. He lost power. So that is what sent him hard into the inside wall. He lost power and disconnected on impact, basically. All right, heat race number 2, starting on the pole. That is Steve Hilbert, number 52, the Chief. Ed Reynolds will be to his outside. Lewis Flowers and Joe Segal will be row number 2. Row number 3 will have Todd Liston and Bruce Pearson. And James Crocodile Tiernan will be sitting in 7th, rounding out the field. All right, all drivers are on track. Now we will go ahead and start our 2 formation laps before the green flag falls. Steve Hilbert receiving his EOL penalty for not setting a qualifying time. That will give the pole in the second heat, regardless, to Lewis Flowers, number 62. It is now Lewis Flowers, Ed Reynolds on your front row. Joe Segala now to the outside of Todd Liston, number 87. Pace car will take it one more time around before peeling off in the pit road, and it will be on Flowers to kick this off. This could be problematic, as Flowers is one of very few drivers who can say that they actually outran J.R. Shepard in a street stock nonetheless. This could be a problem for James Tiernan.
Yeah, Flowers is a fast driver. He's proven that multiple times. In fact, in these super late models he was in last night, he was fast there too.
All right, pace car peeled off. A nice jump there from Flowers. He holds on to the lead. Looks like Todd Liston's going to quickly move up to second, but there is Tiernan looking to the inside of Liston already off the jump. Liston going around the outside of Flowers. We have a 3 wide for the lead. Liston going to take it handily, and Flowers going to keep that door closed on Tiernan. That was an impressive move from the 87. He quickly jumped out front, and looks like trouble for Flowers. He pulls way high, letting the whole field go by. I'm not sure what's going on here. I don't know if he got a black flag for something or penalized, but he just let everyone go by.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that would have been about myself. I don't know, because he's still on the track, so he didn't get a black flag. He hasn't pitted yet to serve it, so not really sure what happened there.
But either way, Todd Liston, 87, still holding on to that lead after that very impressive charge off the jump. He has almost a second ahead of Tiernan. There's the 0-3 of James Tiernan with Joe Segala stalking him. Segala having good pace tonight. There, we are a third of the way done. Todd Liston still holding on to that lead. Tiernan has cut about 1/10 of a second out of that gap. but so far not able to run down Liston. And really, at a track like Five Flags, all Liston really has to do here in the 87 is make that car wide. Control that inside lane, make Tiernan do the work. If he wants that spot, make him go to the outside, and that might be enough to hold him off.
Yeah, you know, at this point, like you're saying, Todd just runs his line, it's going to force Tiernan to have to move him, and as we know, that don't fly here, so he's just, he has to use the outside, which is possible here, but he's got to make it happen fast if he does decide to try to go to the outside. Yeah,
typically in the Bootleg Racing League, most drivers will opt to beat you out of the corner to get to your inside and try to get you on corner exit, hitting you up to the outside going into the next corner. Tiernan, however, has the opposite approach. He likes to beat you into the corner, like tiptoeing on the line of what is or is not a dive bomb, and that sets you off your entry and you lose way more momentum that way. So let's see what Tiernan does now. As, a little wiggle out of the 87, that allowed Tiernan to really close up on his bumper. They have 2/10 between them, barely a car length.
Todd's been getting loose the last couple laps. I think he's making that right rear a little angry, so it's getting a little hard to hang on to on exit.
There, Tiernan looking low. Liston has to make that car wide if he wants to hold on to it. He has 5 laps to go. That might be a lot to ask, 5 laps holding off Tiernan. There you see Tiernan making his move, looking to the inside. This is pretty much the nail in the coffin for Todd Liston's run. Tiernan got around, and just like J.R. Shepard, once he's out front, there's really nothing anyone can do or say about it. He secures second spot for the Pichu. Oh, Liston kind of pulling right back up on him, letting him know you may have got around me, but I'm not happy about it. Trying really hard to stay on his bumper.
See if Liston has anything to fight back, but he might have used it up trying to hold him off. We'll see.
Yeah, with the pace that Tiernan caught Liston and then how aptly he got to the inside and took that lead away, I'm willing to say now he's just coasting. Because since clearing ahead, he pulled away to 0.3 of a second and he has not pulled any further. White flag in the air. Todd Liston holding on to that second spot over Joe Segala, rounding out your top 3. Tiernan comes around one final time to take the checkered flag. James Tiernan, Todd Liston, Joe Segala, Bruce Pearson, Steve Hilbert, and Ed Reynolds will advance to the feature. Lewis Flowers, in a confusing move, I'm going to call it, will be going to the B main constellation.
Yeah, that's one I'd like to talk to Lewis about. Just see what happened there. But we got to get right into the next heat race.
Yep.
No time for that.
They come fast. So here we go, lining up for heat race number 3 on the pole. That will be Chris Hazlett. He will receive an EOL penalty for not sitting a time in qualifying. The outside, Brandon Litz. Row number 2 will have Bobby Hayes and Steven Spees. Row 3, Chris Davis and John Wilson. Ooh, teammates side by side. Nathan Guilford in the 44 will round out the 7-car field. So as they get moving, Bobby Hayes will inherit the pole for heat race number 3, the third and final heat of the night.
This could be an interesting heat race here. We have Litz on the front row. Forgot Hazlett had to go to the rear. So I was going to say between the two of them, they've had trouble hanging on to these cars a little bit. So it's going to be an interesting front row, but we'll see. I'm I'm curious how this one goes.
I'm just looking. Bobby Hayes, Chris Davis, Steven Spees, Nathan Guilford, John Wilson. I mean, I don't know who's going to win this. This might be the most fun race of the night right here because we don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, this is going to be a good heat race here. You got Guilford and John, who are both fast. And then, of course, you got John's teammate, Chris. He's fast. So I think we're in for a show with this one.
All right, pace car leads the field around one final time. We'll peel off this time in turn 4, and it'll be on Bobby Hayes. number 13, Fistful of Water Mobile, to kick off this 15-lap heat.
And not to leave out Hayes. He does have some wheels there, so
Hayes is
he's
notoriously a
capable, too.
dirt driver, but he has been getting very fast on the asphalt. And there he goes, gets on the loud pedal, clears out ahead. Chris Davis getting to the inside of Litz, already taking that second spot away. And here comes the 44 of Nathan Guilford, looking to get that last podium spot. There you see Steven Spees up high in the 55, kind of boxed in there. John Wilson was to his inside, and he was stuck behind the 99 of Brandon Litz. Now they get that sorted out. 99 stuck up high as Spees is trying to get his nose to the inside really quick. That is a battle for what would be fourth. And we have contact. Spees goes around. That was Litz getting involved with Guilford. Looks like Chris Hazlip got a lot of damage out of that one, too. Let's see if we can pull up what went down there. All right, there you see Litz in the 99 up high. That is the 44 of Guilford down low. Looks like a little contact there. Just a miscommunication on who was where, and that led to Guilford going around in front of Steven Spees, who had nowhere to go. 55 getting tipped and hard contact with that outside wall. That is going to ruin his heat for sure.
Yeah, it looks like Guilford come up there and maybe thought Brandon was going to be a little bit higher. And so, like you said, just a little miscommunication there. You know, we have seen that here, not just in this series, but in some of the other ones too, where on exit, guys are on the bottom, they're expecting the guys in the high lane to go higher to give them more room, and technically you don't have to. So there's a little bit of banging that goes on when that happens.
And while we were busy looking back at that, we had a change for the lead. Chris Davis overtook Bobby Hayes, so the number 7 is out front right now. It is currently Davis, Hayes, and Litz, your top 3. Chris Hazlip, John Wilson, your top 5. Guilford rounding out the 6-car field as Spees has pulled it down pit road. See, lights should go off on the pace car this time by. Chris Davis, Bobby Hayes on your front row. And we'll be starting lap number 5 as the green flag comes back out. Yep, the lights do indeed go out. The field is going to double back up. 6 cars remaining. All right, pace car peels off. It is on Chris Davis, Mr. Aggressive himself. A great jump there as he clears ahead of Hayes. Hayes holding on to second. Further back, that is Chris Hazlip up high in the 93. Brandon Litz down low in the 99. And directly behind them is a side-by-side battle. Oh, John Wilson going around into the grass. Hard. Oh, narrowly avoided making contact. No caution. Unfortunately for Wilson, he is now a ways back, but no caution on the field. No contact either. He went through the grass, came back up on the track, and straightened it out. Nice recovery.
Yeah, it was a good save from John. He was really sideways. I was pretty much counting him heading on into the wall, but he saved it.
Yeah, I was already literally saying the words hard contact when he didn't make any contact. So great job from John Wilson. Steven Spees is back out on track. Ooh, as we see him fishtailing around the corner. So he's just out there trying to finish it up, maybe get a little track time. Well, up front, Chris Davis holds a good half a second lead over Bobby Hayes in Fistful of Water number 13. Behind them, that is Brandon Litz and Nathan Guilford fighting over that last podium spot. And behind them, riding our top 5, Hazlip in the 93.
That is our best race on the track right now between the 99 and the 44.
Yeah, it looks like Litz is closing the gap a little bit to Hayes. That could be problematic for the 13 if he's hoping to hold on to that spot. There are no points awarded, so it really doesn't matter where you finish. They are only battling for starting position in the feature.
And he seems to have a hold of it tonight. Last night I know he was struggling a little bit, but I think that was the experience that taught him a little bit about these cars at this track. So he's showing he's got a little bit of speed today.
Yeah, he definitely learned something from last night because he is running pretty fast. He has run down the 13 to struggle and trying to find an opening to get his nose in there. But Hayes is really not leaving a whole lot of options. There you see him dive down low, got his nose to the inside of 13. Now Litz is going to try to hold that inside line. Hayes to the outside, and that is the 44 of Nathan Guilford getting his nose in there. Now Bobby Hayes is in a bad spot. He's going to start to bleed spots as here comes Chris Hazlip.
Yeah, Hazlip's trying to close the door to not let Bobby in there, but he can't do it.
Yeah, and all this battling side by side, that was the biggest favor they could have ever done for Chris Davis. He completely broke away during all of that to over 2 seconds ahead of the 99. All right, we got just under 4 laps to go. There's the number 7. Ooh, and we have someone smoking there on track. I believe that is more bad luck for Steven Spees in the number 55. Again, no caution, but that car has had some rough laps.
Chris Hazlip,
Hazlip got to the inside of Bobby Hayes. Now he's looking to take away that 4th spot, and there is John Wilson has caught the field. All this battling let the 75 completely close the gap and get back in this thing. Hayes goes high. Both drivers are going to get around. John Wilson up to 5th. Hayes back to 6th.
I'm watching some of these lap times here. You got Chris Davis and John both. For those who think that JR or Tiernan have the feature one tonight, if you look at the lap times they're running during these heat races, John and Chris both are right there in the lap time. So I think we're going to have us a good feature.
All right, coming around the final time, that is Chris Davis, Team CDR, the number 7 machine, Mr. Aggressive himself, taking the checkered flag in heat race number 3. Steven Spees will be going to the consolation race. All right, and just like that, we are going to grid up for that consolation. It'll be 3 cars on track. Let me go ahead and bring that up. There it is. Steven Spees will be first in the consolation. Lewis Flowers, who is outside, and Justin Walbring rounding out the 3-car field. And this is all determined, or waiting to see if Walbring is still actually in the event.
Yeah, with Walbring losing power, whatever his issue was, it's just going to be a 2-car race.
Yep, no Walbring. The number 1 did not grid up. I believe his night is over. Well, like you always say, Matt, you only need 2 cars to have a race, and we're about to find out how true that is, as we have 2 cars on field.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think we need 15 laps to settle it, but that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, this will not be the most entertaining thing we've ever seen. Probably. I'd love to be proven wrong on that.
Maybe we'll have a battle for all 15 laps.
Yeah, maybe this will be the best race of the night. We don't know. But either way, Steven Spees is in the lead with Lewis Flowers rounding out the 2-car field.
I think a podium is safe.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be the guy coming home in 3rd. All right, pace car peels off. It is on the 55 of Spees, Gambler Motorsports. He gets on the loud pedal. 62 tucks in behind. As there's only 2 cars, no one's really fighting there. Just kind of following each other around the track. And this is definitely not the pace we're used to seeing out of the 62. I'm wondering if he's having some kind of hardware malfunction. He's definitely running a lot slower than we're used to seeing out of Lewis Flowers.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there.
He is a whole second off Steven Spees' pace right now.
Oh, let's pull him up for an interview.
I probably could right now, but we'll wait. Yeah, definitely not the 62 we're used to seeing. That's for sure. Oh, well, we got a moment. Let's ride on board with Steven Speed, see what a lap around Five Flags really looks like. Here you see him coming down into turn 1, a very shallow entry. Hugging that white line, just wrapping it around, and then washing back up to the outside wall before quickly dive right back down into turn 3. Very little brakes in here. Good old short track racing. And then just like that, we have come all the way around. And he just did that in 18.29 seconds.
Sorry, I just don't have anything to talk about.
Well, I really don't either because there's only 2 cars out here. But Lewis Flowers is still running. He is almost 3 seconds back as that pace continues to fall off. He is definitely struggling with something tonight. So I think it's safe to say with 10 laps to go, Steven Speed has it in the bag. Is this what J.R. Shepard feels like on a normal night?
Probably. You know, we're gonna have to pull Lewis up here during the we'll have to pull Lewis during up during the warm-up session.
Yeah, find out why he is so far off the pace, because he is, like we mentioned earlier, one of the few drivers in this very car to challenge J.R. Shepard and win. But now the man living the Shepard dream, well, that is the 55 of Steven Speeds, as there is no one ahead of him, no one behind him. He is a man all to himself with a win in the bag.
Well, we'll see. He could touch the apron or...
Oh, he has time to. There's a 5-second gap. I would say this might be what Tiernan feels like, but his races seem to be a little more eventful. Mainly because Tiernan's races are Fridays. That's a 200-lap event. A lot more can happen in 200 laps than, you know, a 100-lap sprint to the end.
Yep. Well, Steven looks like he has good control of the car. He's looking nice and smooth out there.
Yeah, I don't believe he was on track last night, so this might be just him just trying to get some, you know, feeling with the car. Because I know he doesn't typically run the street stocks on Fridays. I don't believe he was in the super lates last night.
Looks like he's getting a little practice up in the high groove right now.
Yeah, he might just be trying out different lines, which, I mean, honestly, why not? It's a perfect opportunity. Now we have 3 laps to go. Flowers sitting about, just over 5 seconds back from our leader. Alright, Steven Speed is coming through turn 3 and 4. We'll take the white flag this time by. And there you see Barney waving that white flag, coming around one final time, and then we will move to a 5-minute warm-up event where we'll get to talk to some of the drivers, and all the drivers will get a chance to get a feel for the track again. There, the 55 comes around, takes the checkered flag. Lewis Flowers coming behind him.
Congratulations, Steven and Lewis Flowers, for getting on the podium.
Yep, that was a hard-fought first and second, that's for sure. All right, and the field has not moved to that 5-minute warm-up we talked about.
Well, let's do a couple interviews here.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up Lewis Flowers. I want to know what died in his car. Lewis, it's Ryan and Matt up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, we're just dying to know, in your heat, you gave up all your spots and dropped to the back, And then in the consolation, you just seem to be off the pace. Are you having technical issues on your end? It's just not the pace we're used to seeing on you.
No technical issues. I'm just trying to stay out of the way of these guys running for the points since it's my last season. So I figured maybe I'll just go to the back. I'm just kind of riding around, taking it easy.
Oh, you just need to race.
Okay, so you're just being considerate of the championship. Okay.
Yeah, I might give a little run here in the feature here a little bit. I know I'm pretty quick, but I wasn't showing nothing earlier, but we'll see.
Well, it is worth noting tonight, Lewis, that yes, it is the end of the season for the street stocks, super lates, and late models. It is not the end of the season for the Sportsman. We are actually hitting the middle of the season tonight. So you can go after it.
Yeah, we got this Sportsman series will run for. This is a 22-week series, so you're fair game tonight. So go for the win.
No, I did not know that. I thought this was it for this deal. I said, well, I'll try some different things here and just kind of see what I can do.
Well, with that information, now we're excited to see what you can do in the future. Good luck to you.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's see if I got it. See if I got the balance right or not. I guess we'll see.
All right, good luck, Lewis.
All right, that was Lewis Flowers. He's going to be starting from the very back of the field in 20th. Unfortunately for him, it was all just a miscommunication.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's unfortunate because I know he had mentioned that the other night when we were at a practice session together, and I thought I had told him, no, this series here goes with all three of our Sportsman series. You know, all cars have, for those that are out there, every car has 7 or 8 weeks in this Sportsman series that counts for points for that series.
Yeah.
But this Sportsman series itself is going to go till like December or something like that.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he kind of gave up a lot of easy spots he could have claimed. But we have 50 laps in the feature. That's a lot of time. You can make up a lot of positions if you just stay out of trouble. So hopefully he can come out of this with a good points tonight. All right, and we have just over a minute and a half left. I got to do it. I got to pull up Joe. It's tradition around here. Joe Segala, Ryan, and Matt up in the booth. You got a copy.
Got you loud and clear.
You know I had to pull you up, man. How's the car feeling tonight?
She's as loose as a goose tonight, man. I don't know what's going on, but back end's all over the place. I keep on hoping for a lot of cloud cover and hopefully cool down the track, tighten things up just a bit.
It's even looser than it was last night, Ben.
Yeah, it's way worse than last night.
Well, hopefully you can stay out of trouble, because last time the street stocks, I know everyone who got loose and slid down the track, they always seem to find your car somehow. So hopefully you can maybe stay on the outside lane this time.
I may have to try that tonight. And actually, the outside lane isn't too bad. Don't be surprised if you see a couple of passes come from the outside.
All right, Joe. Good luck to you. Hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of this.
Thank you.
Joe Segala. He had a really rough go last night in the Street Stock Series. For the season finale, every car that got loose slid down the track chasing it and always seemed to bounce off his car for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, and you see some of that loose condition right there as he makes contact with the inside wall. All right, we have just under 10 seconds to go, and then we will grid up for our 50-lap heat, or not heat, feature.
Yeah, you can call it a heat if you want, but
Well, with Tiernan and Shepard sharing the front row, things may get heated, but All right, now the session has swapped over. Here in just a moment when the cars take to the grid, we will go ahead and walk you through that starting grid.
well, you know, that was good to interview with Lewis there because,
Yeah, we might have saved his night.
yeah, he's going to be interesting to watch now.
All right, well, on your front row, that is J.R. Shepard on the pole with James Tiernan to his outside. Row number 2, that'll be Chris Davis with Donnie Moore. Row 3, Todd Liston with Brandon Litz. Litz was showing a lot of speed. I'm excited to see what the 99 can pull off here. Tom Hilbert and Joe Segala will share row number 4. Further back in the field, in 9th, that is Nathan Gilford in the 44 with Brian Johnson to his outside, rounding out your top 10. Bruce Pearson will be starting with the double duck in 11th spot with John Wilson in 12th. Trey Bloom, kind of an awkward way for his heat to go. Wrong place, wrong time. Got pinched into the wall and lost a lot of spots. He's going to be starting from 13th. Steve Hilbert, the Chief, well, he's going to be starting in 14th outside of Bloom. Bobby Hayes will be in 15th with Ray Andrews running in 16th. Then you have Ed Reynolds in 17th, Chris Hazlip in 18th. Steven Spees, Lewis Flowers, and Justin Walbring will round out tonight's 21 car field. And I think it's safe to say that Walbring, again, will not be in this event.
Yeah, unfortunately, that sucks when that happens. That's unfortunate. Basically call like a bad engine for the night, or a mechanical failure, or something like that. In the world of internet racing.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of engine failures on our part. And in his case, the power went out. All right, J.R. Shepard and James Tiernan running 1 and 2. Chris Davis directly behind them in 3rd.
Looking forward to this one. There's going to be a lot to watch in this race, I think.
Oh, you can never count out Chris Davis. Yes, he is Mr. Aggressive. Yes, sometimes that gets him into trouble, but he is fast. There's no denying that. And there you see the 98 get on the loud pedal. Tiernan trying to hold on a second spot. Well, Chris Davis looked like not going to be able to get in there, but he does. Gets his nose just to the inside, pinning the 03 up high. Let's see what Tiernan can do with that information. Ooh, again, kind of pinched the 7 down. Got the 7 really, really loose in the corner entrance. Tiernan really wanted that spot.
What a save by Chris.
Oh, yeah, that was an amazing recovery there, and the rest of the field checked up and avoided contact. That was, yeah, I guess the 03 really wanted that spot. All right, still a lot of action. That is the 44 of Nathan Gilford stuck up high. Currently running at 7th, about to lose another spot. Brandon Litz taking that spot away. The 99 getting down low. A little aggressive dive there, but did not slide up all the way to cause trouble. Sitting back in 9th, that's the 22 of Bruce Pearson. Keeping the pressure up as 44 is trying to get down. Gilford just is stuck out there and losing spots. Ooh, and it is a hornet's nest around Joe Segala in the 81 back there. You got Brian Johnson directly behind him, Trey Bloom ahead, Bruce Pearson trying to get involved in the Litz and Gilford incident, or not incident, battle, soon to be incident. Ooh, you see that 99 get very, very, very loose. Nice recovery, saved it, but he was all over the track there for a moment. Looked like he caught the apron and slid sideways. Pearson lifted just enough to get out of the way, but that cost them all spots as Gilford was able to close back up.
At this point, Gilford has just got to make that outside work because there is no holes for him to get down.
No, but further up, they have single file out. Chris Davis leading, Donnie Moore and Todd Liston running 3-4-5. Davis doing a great job keeping the leaders in sight. He is only about 7/10 back from the leaders. Running 6 right now. That's a 6-1. Tom Hilbert kind of has a island all to himself. There's a nice healthy gap ahead of him, a nice healthy gap behind him. Brandon Litz kind of, I guess you can call him the cork in the bottle right now as he is holding up a lot of drivers. I think he might have heated those tires up when he got sideways, and now he is losing pace. And here it goes. They are going to start splitting him high and low, and that's not going to end well for somebody.
And you called it.
Yep, the cork popped. That was Brandon Litz coming around. A little contact there with the 00 and 22. Correction, not the 00, the 44 and the 22.
Well, that's unfortunate. Some of them guys at the back were moving their way forward, and now they're caught up in that. So, in particularly Flowers and Spees, I believe.
Well, here you see Pearson up high. Litz is just caught in the middle there with Guilford down low. Litz slid up into the 22. Kind of got a little loose again. Came back down. More contact with the 22, and that was what finally did it. That second tap there. Guilford, no contact made at any point, and was able to slip through. But again, more bad timing for Trey Bloom.
Looks like Spees made it through too. And Flowers was in it, but I don't think he hit too hard there, so I think he'll be able to continue. I think most of them guys are going to be able to be back in race pace here.
Well, let's see. Riding on board with Flowers. Let's see how it happened. There you see cars down low, cars up high. Whoa, just a little contact, not too severe. I think Flowers will be all right. Should be able to keep running. Just a little tap to the nose. All right, J.R. Shepard, James Tiernan still running 1 and 2. Chris Davis running 3rd, and he is back where he started, right on the bumper of J.R. Shepard.
I guess we'll see if Davis can repeat what he was doing the last time there.
Davis had a good line going there. Tiernan slammed the door right on his foot. Let's see if that repeats itself. Or maybe Mr. Aggressive will back off a little bit as of fear of not getting turned.
No.
All right, pace car peels off. Oh, a very early start from the 98. Kind of caught Davis sleeping a little bit, but Tiernan not tucking in. Kind of stand up with him. Davis not holding pace. I don't know what happened there. Davis still able to hold on to 3rd with Donnie Moore to his outside. Moore's got to tuck in real fast here ahead of Liston if he wants to hold on to that spot. Liston got loose, holding on the top 5, but here comes Pearson taking that spot away.
And we got some action in the back again.
Yeah, we got cars around. Ed Reynolds, Lewis Flowers, Trey Bloom. No caution. No caution. All drivers are back up running. Very unfortunate for all 3 of those drivers. But there's no caution on the field, and we are still running. And here come your leaders. Whoa, Shepard had to take some evasive maneuvers there to not run into the back of Flowers.
Yeah, I think we didn't see it. Yeah, now we got a caution.
Yeah, I think that brought the caution, unless someone ran into the back of Flowers after Lears made it by.
Yeah, the caution didn't come out originally because everybody was down on the apron, unfortunately. So I hate when the caution don't come out and stuff like that.
Oh, I think Flowers got back straightened out and tried to get going again and found that car to be undrivable is the situation there. So he was forced to tow.
Well, you did see, I did see him after that wreck. He went off into 3 and 4 and went all the way out to the outside wall and could not get up to speed. So
yeah, it looks like he is not able to get that car to turn, so he's just forced to tow out there, unfortunately. Definitely not the night that Flowers want to see here. All right, up front it is still J.R. Shepard, James Tiernan, and Chris Davis. Let's see if they caught Chris Davis napping there. Let's go ahead and pull Chris up. Hey, Chris, it's Ryan and Matt in the booth. You got a copy?
I do have a copy. How you doing, Ron?
All right, that first start was a little sketchy. It looked like Tiernan tried to slam the door on you, and he caught your leg in the door a little bit. And that second jump, it looks like he held back.
I did. Here's one of those things. I'm not in the championship chase. I think Tiernan's doing all that he can, so I was just going to let him drop into second there because I don't want to end up in the back. And if that's how people want to race, I'll give you room for now.
We got a long time left of this series, right?
I like the
This
foreboding.
is the last race.
No.
This is the last race of this series.
This is not the last race. This is the halfway point for the Sportsman Series.
Oh, shit. I got to go.
All right, good luck to you. Go get him, Chris. We'll excuse that little S drop there. This is virtual grip. We can get away with one little cuss.
Yeah.
All right, now let's see what Chris Davis does, knowing that the points are not all that important tonight. Oh, you see him tucking right up on the bumper. J.R. Shepard this time by. Pace car peels off his on the 98. He gives 98 a little tap, kind of gives him going. That kind of screwed Davis up a little bit. And now Davis is going to fall back under pressure from the 26 again. But now, knowing that there is no championship implications on it tonight, let's see if he battles a little harder with these leaders. A side-by-side battle. This is a battle for 5th. Donnie Moore and Bruce Pearson. Pearson to the inside in the green and black number 22. Directly behind them, the 81 of Joe Segala battling to the inside of the 87 of Todd Liston. That is a battle for 7. Liston goes way high up in the track, slid all the way up to the outside wall. That let the 44 of Guilford get an opening. He got in there, and now Guilford's going to move up to 7th spot as Liston falls back. Further up, it is exactly as we left it. That is J.R. Shepard and James Tiernan running 1 and 2, chasing each other around the track. Chris Davis leading the rest of the field from 3rd. Bruce Pearson trying to keep the pressure up. Donnie Moore trying to hold on to that 5th spot, but that is Joe Segala, number 81, getting to the inside of the 26. Ooh, looks like a little wiggle there from the 81. Joe had to back off, and that's going to let Donnie get his foot back in the door, but not able to close the door all the way on Joe Segala. Segala still staying to the inside. This is the battle for 5th spot. Looks like Pearson was taking a look to the inside of Chris Davis, Mr. Aggressive himself. Ooh, Davis just slammed the door on Pearson. Pearson had to take a quick, hard turn to avoid contact. Sent him up the track, and now here comes the 81 of Joe Segala looking to take away 4th. Joe's having a great run. As I say that, he gets very, very, very loose. Drops all the way back to 7th behind the 44 of Guilford. That's unfortunate. He was having such a strong run. So far, the big move of the night is the 55 of Steven Spies. He is currently running in 8th, up 11 spots from where he started. Remember, he was in the Constellation.
Yeah, Spies is definitely on the move. And we don't want to see another caution, but I know he does because that's where he can make up most ground.
Oh, he's got the pace right now. Todd, listen.
And we have a caution.
Oh, we sure do. And as right as that was happening, Todd Listen was about to overtake Ray Andrews for 9th spot. All right,
sorry, everybody.
Back.
Didn't mean to jinx you.
That is Bobby Hayes back there in the 13, right behind the 99. Ooh, a little contact there. Looks like Hayes had a little too much speed going in the corner and made contact with the back of Litz.
He lits up his tires. But
All right, up front, not much has changed. It is still J.R. Shepard, followed closely by James Tiernan and Chris Davis. Bruce Pearson is back up to 4th with Donnie Moore rounding out your top 5. Drivers on pit road, well, that'd be Brian Johnson, John Wilson, Steve Hilbert, and Lewis Flowers. Justin Walbring, the only driver who has officially retired.
seeing JR having some blinking issues up there again. I don't know what his issue is. He'll be steady for a while, then all of a sudden he'll start blinking.
Well, I mean, that's just a basic rule of life. You never talk crap about your internet provider. They can hear you.
Yeah.
All right, we will be just shy halfway when the green flag comes back out. Shepard, Tiernan, and Davis, your top 3 podium. Pearson, Moore, your top 5.
Still got 19 cars in this race. 1 car's a lap down, Steve Hilbert.
Brian Johnson, Double O, has come back out on track and is currently running last car lead lap. There are no lucky dogs here, so unfortunately for Steve, he will not be able to rejoin the lead lap. And it looks like Steve Hilbert has retired. He has put his car on the trailer. And a very good start there from the 98 J.R. Shepard. Tiernan trying to stay to his outside. And here comes with a, ooh, what happened there? An awkward 3-wide. Davis getting just sucked in. I'm willing to bet he missed a shift there as they were splitting him high and low.
I'm thinking he missed a shift or started in the wrong gear.
Yeah, he must have missed a shift for sure because he quickly dropped back to 5th. And I believe Donnie Moore just straight ran into the back of him. But either way, Chris Davis has recovered. He is still running back up in 5th, but here comes the 44 of Nathan Guilford.
Guilford is fast as well. He wants to get up here and get racy with these guys.
Yeah, the luckiest one on that start was Bruce Pearson. Jumped right up to that podium. And we have
Cautioned
another
out.
caution. John Wilson, Chris Hazlett. There you see the 75 of John Wilson down low. The 93 of Chris Hazlett up high in that blue number 93. Looks like just a miscommunication. Both drivers wanted to occupy the same space, and they didn't fit. And it looks like tonight is going to play out very similar to the street stocks last night. A lot of cautions.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like to see a little more green, but maybe we'll get it calmed down here in the last half of the weekend. We've had some good racing in between the cautions.
Oh, the battle from, I would say, 3rd on through 7th has been intense. All right, lights on the pace car should go out this time by. We'll get back to racing one more lap ahead of that. And they do indeed go out. The field will start doubling back up. Here in the Shepherd still sharing that front row. Row number 2 is now Pearson to the inside, Moore to the outside, and Chris Davis will be starting from 5th. All right, pace car's peeled off. Another great jump from the 98 as he goes low and gets on the loud pedal. Tiernan really good at anticipating, but not enough to actually get ahead. I think the advantage is too much. But here comes Bruce Pearson making a great charge, trying to take that second spot, but not able to get his nose to the inside of the 03. Who did get a nose to the inside of that is Chris Davis, number 7, is blocking the 26 of Donnie Moore up high as he moves back up to 4th, tucking in tight behind Pearson. And seeing the writing on the wall is the 44 of Guilford as he tucks in behind Davis. This could be trouble for Donnie.
Yeah, there's just a long line of cars there on the inside.
Nope,
Donnie tried to get down.
Yeah, he tried to come down. A little tap there from Guilford put him right back up again. And here comes the 81 of Joe Segala looking to take that 6th spot away.
Oh, nice save by Donnie there.
Oh, I see Chris Davis looking to the inside of Pearson, looking to get back up to that podium spot he was on. He was sitting in for so long in the early stages of the race. He wants it back, and it looks like he's going to get it this time by.
Wow, he drove into that car hard and pushed Bruce right up the track.
Yep, the elbows were out on that one.
Excuse me, coming through.
They don't call him Mr. Aggressive because he's polite. And now look who it is. That is Steven Spees, battling for what would be 6th spot. He was in 10th last time we saw him.
Yeah, Pearson still fighting back on that outside, not letting Davis have it.
Well, you were saying the outside might actually come into play in the later stages, and here we are. Pearson trying to make it work.
think he's only going to be able to hold it out there for so long before them right sides get hot, and he'll have to give up the ghost.
Well, I think he just sees that long line of cars and knows if he gives it up, he's going to be giving up a lot. Steven Speed is still to the inside of Joe Segala, holding on to that spot. He's up 12 spots. 44 gets really loose. 55 has to go high to miss contact. Well, I can't believe no one got turned on that. Everyone is still running in the right direction. God, listen, dirt tracking around the corner there, but able to keep it pointed in generally the right direction. That's all we can hope for here.
Oh, big wreck.
And there goes Chris Davis turned around. There you see the 7 down low, the 22 up high. It looks like the 22 is trying to pinch and the 7 didn't go all the way down to the line. And again, they just tried to occupy the same space. And any physicist will tell you that's not going to work out.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Pearson was trying to hang on to that outside, so he was trying to pinch Davis down there and just turned down a little bit too far.
All right, J.R. Shepard, James Tiernan. Nothing has changed for them. They're still Tiernan just chasing Shepard around the track all night long. Pearson back up into third. Guilford up to fourth. Good run from Guilford. And Joe Segala now rounding out the top 5. Unfortunately for Speeds, he is up to 6, but he is starting from the outside. Not what he wanted.
Yeah, you know, I know we'll check back in on the leaders later in the race here, but so far the real racing's been for third on back. Like you said earlier, it's been a heck of a battle for them positions, and you know, the leaders are just kind of doing their thing up there, and we'll check back in towards the end of the race to see who wins.
Yeah, it's funny if you just kind of look just behind Shepard and Tiernan. The race is really interesting.
Yeah, from what I did see up with the leaders there, though, I'm wondering if Tiernan's biding his time, just riding behind JR, if he don't have anything for the Shepard this time, you know, right at this time. So we'll see what happens here now that we're, you know, we're getting down here towards the end of this thing.
Well, we all know how well Shepard holds it inside line. So if Tiernan wants to make anything of it, he's going to have to make the outside line work, and I don't think you're going to be able to beat Shepard on the outside. So I think at this point it is contact or nothing. The thing is, will Tiernan give him the bump and run? Take that checkered flag, or will he follow Shepard across the line? Another great start there from the 98. Tiernan holding on to second. Didn't get as good of a jump as he had before. And here comes Pearson getting his nose to the inside, trying once again to keep that door open, but he just cannot beat Tiernan out of the corner.
Yeah, Tiernan's just getting that run on exit that Bruce just can't seem to get.
And here comes a 44, very, very loose car. As he sent it in hot, and he continued to squirrel his car around up into that podium. I think Pearson was smart to kind of give him a little breathing room. Segala up to 4th, and here comes Steven Spees up to 5th.
What is that? Speeds is up 13 spots. What a run by Speeds.
Yeah, about to be 14th. He has a nose to the inside of Pearson. Oh, no, Pearson shut the door. Now Liston's stuck on the outside because here comes Donnie Moore. Nothing has changed up front. Tiernan is still staring at J.R. Shepard's backside. Reading to that, whatever you will. Nathan Guilford up to 3rd. Nice run from him. He is up 6 spots in the 44. Joe Segala having a great run tonight. He is up to 4th with Bruce Pearson rounding out your top 5, able to hold on to that spot. But that is Steven Spees in 6th. He is by far the big mover of the night as he started in the back of the field. Oh, little contact there. The 22 goes around. Caution is out. That was Bruce Pearson.
Unfortunate for Bruce. He was having a great run tonight.
Oh, he had so much speed in that car.
I think he checked up a little bit there.
Yeah, it looked like he might have checked up just a touch, and Spees didn't anticipate, and it just unfortunately sent Pearson around. And you see the 22, that's the 55 directly behind him. I think he checked up for Joe. The 81 just ahead, and yeah, Speeds did not see that coming, and contact was made. That is very unfortunate. Pearson was having a great run.
Yeah, he was fun to watch tonight.
All right, Joe Segala now up to third, Nathan Guilford in fourth, and Steven Spees in fifth. All right, Joe might be mad at me, but I gotta do it. I gotta talk to him. Hey, Joe, it's Ryan. How you feeling, man? It's getting pay window's opening. You're having a great run tonight.
Yeah, if I can just keep the car straight, we might come out of here with the podium finish.
Yeah, you got an inside starting spot. I mean, you couldn't have a better seat in the house. So good luck to you, man. Hopefully we get to talk to you.
Thank you.
Good luck, Joe.
Joe Segala, Boost Lugs. I'm always rooting for Joe. He has such bad luck. He can't help but just feel good when you see him having a great run like this.
Yeah, it's good to see him running up front and just kind of not the Segala way, but he's getting there.
All right, and that is Steven Spees directly behind him. That could be problematic because Spees has a lot of speed. All right, 98 gets on the loud pedal. James Tiernan follows him away, and here comes Joe trying to hold on to that last podium spot. The 44 to his outside. Spees to the inside. The 44 has no choice but to battle back. Otherwise, he is going to fall multiple spots down as here comes Todd Liston.
Joe has definitely got some speed tonight. He's looking good out there, holding on to third.
Yeah, Joe seems to have a good hold on it. Steven Spees, definitely the faster of the two, I will say, but catching a guy and passing a guy are two completely different things. And right now, Joe's trying to make his car extra wide, trying to keep Speeds to the inside of the 44 so he can't use the whole track, hoping to get some advantage out of that. And stuck behind them, that is Donnie Moore.
And we got a caution.
Another caution. This one involving the 00 of Brian Johnson and Bruce Pearson again. You see the 00 up high. Oh, we see Pearson. There's Pearson in the 22. That's Trey Bloom to the inside of Johnson. Oh, Johnson got loose on his own. And when it rains, it pours for Pearson. That happened so fast, Pearson couldn't have blinked. Riding on board with Bruce. And you see the 00 get loose, snap down the track, and there was no time for Bruce Pearson to do anything.
Yeah, unfortunately, wrong place, wrong time, as the old saying is.
Yeah, that's how it goes. When it rains, it pours. Shepard, Tiernan, and Segala, those are your podium drivers right now. Spees and Gilbert running out your top five.
So we're going to have 8 to go. So now we'll see if Tiernan has anything for JR at this point, or if he's content looking at his rear end.
And I'm interested to see what the 55 can do starting from the outside here. He's been really good at moving forward and getting to the inside. So I'm wondering if he's going to try to take that podium spot from the outside lane.
You know, the outside has shown speed, and I think if anybody's capable of running that outside tonight, it's going to be Spees, because Spees has speed.
All right, it is also a single file start. I didn't even consider that. We were inside 10 to go. Single file real start. The pace car is about to peel off, and it will be on the 98 of J.R. Shepard. There he gets on the loud pedal. Spees looks the inside instantly off the jump. Got his nose in there. Segala might be in trouble here, as that is a long line of cars. Oh, contact behind him. There's Andrews coming around. Caution is back out on track.
And I'm not sure if Speed is going to be counted for that third spot. I think Segala...
He is not. Segala gets the spot back, as we did not finish a lap. Segala is still in third. There you see just contact with the 99 of Litz and the 51 of Andrews. Sent both drivers around. No significant damage. Litz got a little bit of the wall, but nothing, day ending. A little door bang in there. A little how do you do. But all drivers are still serviceable.
So now we got 7 laps to go.
Yeah, we still have 15 drivers running, all on the lead lap. Drivers retired early are Chris Davis, John Wilson, Chris Hazlip, Steve Hilbert, and Lewis Flowers.
And these single file restarts definitely play into the hands of JR because, he always controls the start being the pole sitter, but now you really have the option of just being a little higher if you want or crowding down. It's all up to you at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the only chance Tiernan would have to get him on the jump is to literally jump the start. And I don't even think Tiernan's going to try that here. Too many eyes. But pace car is off. Is another great start from the 98. Double 3 tucking in behind. This time, Segala was anticipating Spees and stayed low to block off that spot, not letting Steven Spees do what he did last start.
Spees with the run, though.
Either way, Spees has the speed, and he gets into that third spot. If they cross the line, he will be in the podium. There he goes, but there's a decent gap back there between Guilford as he's still battling with Donnie Moore. That allows Segala to slide back down and hold on to 4th spot. There'll be 5 laps to go at the line this time by Shepard, Tiernan, and Steven Spees are top 3. Ooh, 44 getting very out of shape. That allowed a lot of drivers to get by. He drops back to 7th. Nice recovery, able to keep running as there's another large gap with Brandon Litz running back in 8th. Trey Bloom directly behind him with Brian Johnson and Bruce Pearson.
Looks like up front we still got Tiernan chasing JR. Just cannot make a run on him. They've had that gap the whole race, that same car length gap.
Segala is still battling back, trying to get that podium spot back from Spees, but Spees is just too fast, too solid on the exits, and that's where Segala is struggling on corner exit. Here comes Donnie Moore diving to the inside, looking to take another spot away.
Moore just quietly moving forward tonight. He just keeps making moves one car at a time.
Yeah, well, Donnie
Unfortunately, he's about out of time.
Donnie started in 4th, and now he's back up to 4th. Let's see if he can get onto the podium with 2 laps to go. All right, white flag in the air. J.R. Shepard, James Tiernan running 1 and 2. They've been doing it all night long. I also say all the excitement's from 3rd on through, I'd say 8th or 9th. Coming around the final time, J.R. Shepard will take the checkered flag. James Tiernan will come home in 2nd. It looks like Steven Spees is just barely going to hold on to that last podium because Donnie Moore was a-coming. Tyler Liston's going to round out your top 5 tonight. All right, and with that, we are going to take a quick break. We're going to let time scoring get all caught up, and then we'll be back to go over your official race results and talk to your podium finishers. Don't go far. And welcome back to round 4 with the Street Stocks in the BRL Sportsman Series, season number 1. Tonight's big winner, J.R. Shepard, Different Path Motorsports. Behind him, James Crocodile Tiernan in the 03. Rounding out your podium is Steven Spees. Great charge. He was up 16 spots. Obviously the big mover by a long shot. Donnie Moore is going to come home in 4th with Todd Liston rounding out the top 5. Joe Segala, he's having a great run up front. Couldn't hold on to it at the end. Fell back to 6th. Still a solid run for Joe. Nathan Guilford going to come home in 7th. Trey Bloom in 8th. Brian Johnson and Bruce Pearson rounding out your top 10. Brandon Litz going to come home in 11th. Bobby Hayes in 12th. Ed Reynolds in 13th. Tom Hilbert 14th. Ray Andrews in 15th. Andrews the last car to finish on the lead lap. All the rest of these drivers retired early. That would be Chris Davis, John Wilson, Chris Hazlett, Steve Hilbert, Lewis Flowers, and Justin Walbring. And now we've caught up with tonight's big winner, J.R. Shepard. J.R., what can you tell me about the race tonight? How'd it go?
I mean, it was okay overall. I don't care for the gimmick of the caution laps not counting. That's just makes it for a really long race. And for whatever reason in these street stocks, every time you have a restart, the leader seems to be at a disadvantage, even if he takes off first. I'm not sure why that is, but seems like it is. So I knew every restart was a huge chance to get past there.
Well, unfortunately, you had a lot of restarts to experience that. How was the car feeling? What do you think was everyone's problem tonight and also last night in the Street Stock Series?
Well, basically, when the tires are cold, these cars are very free. They want to slide around, kind of a four-wheel slide, not like the rear end is the only thing loose. So it's very easy to over throttle just a little bit until the tire temps come up. Once the tire temps come up, the thing starts to push a little bit, at least going into the corner. You can still turn it sideways off the corner if you put a lot of wheel into it. But yeah, the car definitely starts to go to that tight side as you get laps on it.
All right, we'll get you out of here on this one. James Tiernan, he was right in your mirror all night long. Did he ever make any moves to the inside that we missed?
I think he was close most of the time. I spent the majority of that race. Five Flags usually has a lot of green flag racing. I fully expected at some point we were going to get a long run in, so trying to save my tires and take care of them and have something to work with at the end, because like I said, this car tends to get tight in the long run. So I ran my fastest lap with 5 laps to go, but probably saved a little bit too much because of all the cautions. And then the one time on a restart, looked like he laid back a little bit and I guess timed it right. I don't know. I felt like I got a decent restart, but somehow he was almost about to pass me before the start finish line.
All right, well, it was a solid run tonight, JR. A great win. Floor is yours. Who do you have to thank?
Yeah, just thanks to the Bootleg Racing League for putting this on. Fun season, I hope, for everybody. Run the different cars that we've ran, a lot of different cars between Friday and Saturday night. My team, Different Path Motorsports, and of course, everything that you've been doing up in the BRL TV broadcast booth the last few seasons, Ryan. We appreciate it.
All right, J.R. Shepard, good luck in the late models after this.
Yep, thank you, Ryan.
All right, that was JR, Different Path Motorsports, number 98, came home the big winner tonight. And now we've caught up with our second place finisher, James Tiernan. James, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, you were chasing JR Shepard all night long. What more did you need to get around him?
Honestly, a mistake from him. There was one restart, I think with lap 43, that restart. I had a look on the inside. He saw me coming, kind of covered off inside, and just couldn't get a move from there. And no black magic there or anything. It's pretty much, it seems like everyone starts in second gear in these cars, and the shifts take so darn long. I just start in third, avoid that shift altogether, keep your momentum up a bit more. So that was my strategy. You know, I was at least kind of alongside him on the starts and restarts, so it was working well. And but I just don't think I had the on-track pace to really get by Shepard, you know, unless he made like a big mistake, which in these cars, again, Shepard just seems to be head and heels better than me. I think the only reason I was kind of there was the draft seemed to be really helpful today.
All right, now, there was a lot of research tonight. A lot of people further back in the field struggling with the handling of this car. How is the handling treating you? I know you're a sprint guy, so a loose car is not a problem for you typically, right?
I mean, yeah, these are weird loose, though. it's not so much. It's hard to explain. Like, I like loose cars to the point where you overstep on the throttle and it just starts spinning wildly. Much like the sprint cars. These ones, it's more so like a wallowing loose, and I'm just not crazy about that. I'm learning. This is the best I've felt in these cars so far. So there's improvement. I'm learning every time I get out in these, and just if I continue improvement, I'll be happy.
All right, James, that was a solid run tonight. Second place finish. Who would you like to thank?
First and foremost, I'd like to thank you guys for putting this broadcast together. Ryan Seneca, I feel like you don't get enough shout-outs on this, so I'll make sure to shout you out every time I can. And thank you to the BRL for throwing this all together. And yeah, hopefully next season I'll be a little bit more competitive in Sportsman, and we'll see how that goes, but I got a long ways to catch up yet.
All right, James, appreciate the kind words, and we'll see you down the road.
Thank you. You guys have a good one.
That was James Tiernan coming home in second spot. And with that, we are going to have to close tonight out as I do not have my third place finisher. So if you did like what you saw here, well, next week is the Bootleg Racing League's annual Stone River Shootout event, with the Sportsman Series returning on the following weekend. It'll be with the SK Modifieds tackling New Smyrna Speedway for their fourth round on Saturday, September 30th at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see y'all back for that one. Everything you've seen and heard here tonight was made possible by the Skidder Creek Motorsports Group, home to the Bootleg Racing League, the GT Racing League, Thunder Ridge Racing, the Virtual Grip Network, and more. For more information, visit them over at skiddercreek.com. This has been a production of BRL TV, a broadcasting service aimed at giving up-and-coming commentators and directors a place to get started in the world of sim race broadcasting. If you ever wondered if you have what it takes to broadcast live races, this is your chance to get some experience without any pressure. If you want to get in on the fun, head on over to bootlegracingleague.com to find out how. Now, from all of us here tonight, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.